Let's take a look at what Tesla did today. So we closed at $397.15, down $9.43. That's 2.32% down. Let's take a look at what this all means on the chart. So this is what we have right now. This is brand new out of the oven. So Tesla was into a bullish channel. Remember that bullish channel? We stayed in it for a while, and that made us a lot of money. Now we are outside of that bullish channel. This is the bullish channel. We stayed into it until this day, until January 23rd. January 23rd, we went outside of the bullish channel. And now we stopped today just above 388.73. And look at this perfection again. The low of the day today is 389, and our support line is at 388.73. So we are 25 cents off of $400. That's pretty good. I'm going to take it every day. So while we were into this bullish channel, we can have multiple patterns at the same time. This is what's making it complex. But if we have the right lens, we can still decipher what's happening. So the bullish channel was right here. Within the bullish channel, we started to go into a congestion zone. This was the congestion zone right here, mainly between 388.73 and 426.47. Congestion zone right here. We broke that congestion zone on January 15th. We had a buy signal right there, a weak buy signal because we did not have stochastic over 60 at the same time. So any buy signal without stochastic over 60 is a more risky buy signal. So we broke above 426.47 on January 15th, but then we came back just below and could never close above ever since. So right now, this is what we are left with. We are into a kind of a symmetrical triangle right here, and Tesla is basically zigzagging within that triangle. We know that we have the earnings call for Tesla this Wednesday, so things might change. Right now, we are pretty much in equilibrium, but based on what is going to happen this week, we are going to see if more buyers are going to come into the market or if more sellers are going to come, and if they are going to break this support or that support. Nobody knows what is going to happen, but Thursday morning, we are going to look at what is happening in the market to decipher if we have the beginning of a new trend. And when there's a beginning of a new trend, we can use that information in order to join that trend. We could buy and join, or we could sell and join. If we take a look at the 1 hour chart, we can readily see how perfectly we are right smack on the diagonal support. This is really, really nice to see this. And also we can see that there's no stochastic over 60 on the 1 hour chart. So there is no indication so far that Tesla wants to go higher, even on the 1 hour chart. And sometimes we see that bullishness come first on the 1 hour chart, and then eventually it might come on the daily chart. It does not always come on the daily chart, but in this case, it's not even on the 1 hour chart. So we cannot talk about any bullishness so far. Maybe the bullishness is going to come like a freight train on Wednesday afternoon, on Wednesday night during the earnings call. This can happen, but, technical analysis cannot help us predict the future when the future is unknown. It helps us extrapolate the present when things stay the same. And things mostly stay the same because when we have a trend, the trend lasts a long time. So don't think that, trends, things can change all the time. So trends are no good. No, it's not true. From November 2022 to August of 2024, Tesla was into a downtrend. That downtrend lasted for 2 years. 2 years. The last bull trend that we had lasted maybe 2-3 months. So trends last a long time, but at some point, trend change. I don't know if we are going to get a trend change this week. If we get it this week, we cannot predict it before it happens. But once it happens, we are going to recognize it and use it to our advantage. So, yeah, nothing to do with Tesla stock unless you want to speculate. If we want to speculate, third quarter 2024, Tesla delivered 462,000 cars. 462. Fourth quarter, 495. So a lot more cars. So they are going to have more revenues, most likely more profits. So maybe this is going to be positive, but it also depends on what the analysts are thinking. What are they expecting? Because we always compare what is happening, whether good or bad, with what the analysts were thinking. So they are a variable that can change a bunch of things. So anywho, we are going to see Thursday morning what is going to happen with this. Let's take a look at the VIX. So VIX did not start very well this morning. It went up super high. It opened at 2251. Mainly because of Deepseek AI and AI, chat AI, basically, that was created in China, supposedly at a super low cost, and it can rival, apparently, ChatGPT. So there was a scare today where people were reconsidering their investment in NVIDIA and other AI stocks because they were thinking that, well, they are not that good if China can do something as good at a super, super low cost. This sent shivers through the stock market. And this is what we saw today, a big move in the VIX. But at the same time, if we take a look at the 1 hour chart, super early in the morning went quite high. But just before the open, boom, we had the big move down. We stayed still for 5 hours, and then we are moving down a little bit more. So we are going to see tomorrow if we have an additional cooling down there. In terms of the 10-year bonds, they are pretty much stable, just above 4.5%. Let's take a look at the stock indices. Dow Jones is undeterred, 0.65% up. We are in the bullish channel. We are continuing in that bullish channel. S&P 500, not so lucky. So we are back into the downward channel that we were into not too long ago. We came out of it January 21st. Nasdaq, the same thing almost. We are still outside of our bearish channel after having been clearly outside for 5 days. So now we almost went back in. We are just above it. So S&P and Nasdaq have suffered a lot because of this Deepseek AI. Russell, well, Russell was always into this downward channel and it still remains into this downward channel. If we take a look at the rest of the market, NVIDIA 17% down. Let's take a look at that. 17% down. And then look at the volume right here. So big move down. And also, we cannot help but notice that we had some resistance and we could not break those resistance. So when a stock does not break a resistance, it's not the time to buy. The time to buy is when we have a break, because we should be having a continuation after we have a break. But we did not get any break in resistance there. And when we don't have a break in resistance, don't buy. Don't buy and even consider selling and taking profit. This is the rule. Just like Tesla right here. We bought, at least I did, once we broke 426, 447 right here. You know, this was an indication that we were going higher. This was a false signal. It happens, but we have never been above 426, 47 ever since. So you should not have gotten back into Tesla ever since. So if we don't break a resistance, we don't buy. There's also Palantir that suffered a little bit, but Palantir does not have a ChatGPT-like application, they have something way more sophisticated than just talking with a computer. They are basically a data mining platform with AI. So this is why they have not been that much affected. I say that much affected, it's almost 5% down, but this is only down by $3.5, almost 5%. Yes, it's 5%, but in terms of the pattern, this was the congestion zone right here. And we were outside of it last week, and we came back inside of it a little bit this week. So all in all, not too bad. Let's take a look at our economic calendar. So what is going to happen this week is that on Wednesday, on top of the earnings call for Tesla, we are going to get the federal interest rate decision. This is going to potentially have a big impact on the market. Big impact. People want to have a decrease in the interest rates. Trump surely wants a decrease in the interest rates. Is he going to have any influence? I don't know, and nobody knows. We are going to see on Wednesday what is going to happen with that. So just be careful about this potential impact on the stock market. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.